My name's Joe Moore. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm going paranormal. I think maybe that there's paranormal things out there, but I don't think that we can see them. And that's why I'm going on this trip. I want to see something that I can't explain. My biggest fear is that I will see something that I can't explain, and that kind of terrifies me. If I see it, I believe it. Yeah.
The Squirrel Cage Jail in Potawatomi County.
Constructed in 1885 and the largest rotary jail of its kind, this max penitentiary jail was used to house juveniles, women, and men. Crimes would vary from petty theft, adultery, and to the most disturbed, the cold-blooded murders. What made this jail so unique was its inner core, a 3-story carousel hand-cranked and sitting on an oversized turntable. The cells were pie-shaped and would house 2 inmates. Sometimes with overcrowding though, they were forced to share the cell with upwards of 3 to 4. With an interior design and made possible by William H. Brown, an architect who was unknowingly a master of psychology. The structure's purpose was to minimize the contact guards would have with the convicts and operate on minimal manpower. Prisoners would stand at the entrance of their cells with arms and hands sticking through the bars. If they're unfortunate and not paying attention as the carousel went around, those limbs would be ripped and torn off their body. In 1969, the state would say that the jail was no longer suitable for human life, and the prisoner's turntable would be used one last time. The jail cells still sit as they did when the very last inmate was taken from his metal cage, the 4th floor. For over 60 years, wardens and their families would call this space home. In the 1950s, Bill Foster would abandon the space, and it would never house another resident. When asked, Bill would say that he was growing more paranoid. He reported hearing footsteps and things being shuffled when no one was there, objects being moved, and voices of children playing. Are these the same forces that haunt this space, still, to this day? Some are claiming that this unusual activity can be dated back to the very first resident, J.M. Carter.
Our fate could be sealed here today.
This little hole right here was solitary confinement.
Just literally right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the cave is on this side, and this one right here. You would,
Yeah. You're in that little hole.
Can't even sit down. No.
You can't. That hallway was used as a second person solitaire. Second person solitaire. Second person solitaire. This in here was like the day room. This table is actually one from there. One of my favorite places to be at 11 o'clock at night in that chair. Because you have one at all times come down here to play. Come down here to play. Come down here to play. This rope right here is one that hung to the inmates that were in here. The orb that you see come down there comes from here.
So what would... Are these kind of like just little holding cells too then? Like this little common area here?
In the day, this was a shower.
Oh, this was a shower.
This is where they let them out to take their shower.
2 at a time or 1 at a time or whatever?
Well, they had
Oh,
a
this
shower
was
on
a
each
shower.
side. And so they could come out and take their shower.
So these guys got a little peep show.
Yeah. The Crescent Man fights his way out of jail.
This was the only door on every floor. Yeah, there used to be a crank right here that they could rotate this from. You always get a little something out of Judy. The last one that I actually hosted had a lady sitting on there. They were touching her and freaking her out. We did have them get a little violent. Yeah, if a woman got arrested and had kids, and there was no family to take it, the kids got to go to jail too. If you stand here and watch, pretty soon they'll start moving. We had a group in here one night, and one of them was talking about her and saying how that they thought she looked evil, and somebody poked the one that was saying it. This was the infirmary. The patch you're seeing there is an actual jailbreak back in the day. This is the top. There's no heat, no air, no running water. That chair is a very good spot to be. They've got pictures of a image that is wearing a uniform, which would have been a warden's uniform back in the day, at the window. They have pictures of him in here. They have pictures of him in that room.
So he said that a group was here right after we came last
Yeah.
time, and they were outside taking pictures around the outside of the building, and they caught a figure right here in this window.
Really?
And he said the lights were on, and him and Alicia were actually out getting food. And when they took the picture, you can see a guy in a hat standing in that window.
As we begin our investigation, we decide to start on the 4th floor apartment. We are looking for Otto, who is said to be a warden here that has never left.
Alright, so a little background.
It kind of feels weird in here.
Where are you facing camera? Where are you facing?
We're recording the
So, a little background on the fourth floor. That families in the, what do you say, 50s?
Maybe.
50s and 60s that would live up here, I hope this is right, had to move down to the second story because of activity up here. Something would scare all the families that would try to live up here.
As Jeremy recaps the history of the fourth floor apartment, I decided to take a look into a recently discovered hidden room. As I'm doing this, we hear a metal sound.
Floor of the solitary.
Both Devin and I acknowledge the sound, and we hear it a second time.
Metal. What is that? Metal. What is that? Metal. What is that?
I tried to recreate it, but I am unable to. We are unsure of what caused the sound or who created it. Maybe it's the man who they say lives up here.
Otto, are you up here?
After hearing the unexplained metal noises, I tried to make contact by knocking. We did not hear the response until later when listening to the footage. If I knock for you, will you knock back? At one point, Jeremy hears what he thinks is Joe about to come around the corner. And although Joe never shows, our audio goes out and there is a camera disturbance. This happens just as Jeremy says, was this the entity that has been seen up here several times? Was it trying to use the camera's energy to make contact? What happens moments later is possibly the answer. As Jeremy calls me around the corner, I capture a bright light that manifests from nowhere and a male voice that says, "See me?" Here is the audio enhancement. At this point, Jeremy and I decide to spend some time in the fourth floor office. Initially, Jeremy heads downstairs to change batteries in his digital recorder. As Devin and I wait for him to come back, Joe joins us upstairs and the mail meter starts to go off. Alright, so here I am by myself. Yes, it is. Did you just make the mail meter go off? If you did, can you do it again? I know that time it wasn't me because I've been holding it this whole time. Okay, so I know you're here. I'm up here by myself. It's okay to talk to me. Not here to hurt anybody. I just want to see that you're here. So can you please just walk up to it and make it go off again? You've done it twice now. It went off twice.
Did it?
Yeah. Look, there it goes again.
Is your hand close?
My hand's at the bottom of it.
Where's the walkie-talkie?
On that bottom.
It doesn't matter. What?
Oh, right
Is
there.
it really?
It's kind of farther away.
It's right there. It
Oh,
won't go off.
It won't go off unless it's someone's hitting the button though. So why it was just going off now, I couldn't tell you. It's not. Again, we try to find any logical explanation for it to be going off, but are unable to.
Alright.
As Joe is walking through the apartment, he inadvertently catches some stunning evidence. This face appears out of nowhere and is gone just as quick. If you remember earlier during our tour, our guide told us,
They've got pictures of a image that is wearing a uniform, which would have been a warden's uniform back in the day, at the window. They have pictures of him in here. They have pictures of him in that room.
I took a screenshot and I attempted to disprove this as a face. The more I tried to disprove it, the more real it actually became. I am now convinced that this is a man's face. What do you think? As Jeremy and I head down to the 3rd floor, we attempt to use the Ovilus device. It is said that this device allows spirits to use energy to manipulate it to send out audible words. Although the Ovilus device never says anything, Jeremy still gets a response. And Jeremy asks,
Good or evil?
and a voice offers this EVP. After spending some time with the Ovilus and getting no response, we head across the hall to do an EVP session. An EVP is an electronic voice phenomenon which can't be heard with our ears, yet it is captured within the white noise that constantly surrounds us. It is said that this is due to the wavelengths in which spirits are able to speak and the wavelengths in which the living ear can perceive it. Where are you all tonight? I know you're here. Just talk to us. I asked them to talk to us, and I get a response. Are they simply telling us to go?
How do you choose who to show yourself to? Make something in this room move. Give us a sign that you're here. There's tons of books in here. Move one of these books, make them fall down.
I decided to try and find ways to bring spirits out and hopefully stir things up. And this created a pretty scary moment for Jeremy and I. Come talk to us. I'm gonna slam this door.
What if we play hide and seek?
Oh shit, did I just lock us in? I think I did.
No.
I'm sorry.
Jeremy, I can't open the door.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Come upstairs.
Yeah.
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 Why?
Well, I didn't know it would do that. I thought they didn't do this anymore.
You good? Yeah, I don't know how to open it either.
You might have to go get Pat.
Hey Pat.
It looks like it should just push.
It doesn't to push.
Oh,
There we go.
I was like, man, if we make the news for being trapped, I swear to God.
That would be cool.
That would be silly.
That'd be
guys,
sweet.
I've been in here for a couple hours.
Go in that kid's room. Because Pat keeps saying they're in there.
Wait, that's down below.
It's right here.
Yeah. Why would Otto be in the
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna watch the monitors for a while. I haven't looked at them once.
Neither have I, actually, but... After we escape the jail cell, we head to the DVR monitors. As we realize we're running out of battery, we hear a child's voice in the distance. Devin, Jeremy, and I all hear it.
This is draining already.
What was that?
This is draining already.
What was that?
This is draining already.
What was that?
We also catch this voice much clearly on the camera that is in the 4th floor office. We believe it is a little kid calling out for mom. After this, we decide to head to the children's ward and take some time there to just listen. I keep thinking I'm hearing talking again.
I kept thinking I was hearing that earlier when I was by myself.
Several times during the night, we would hear what sounded like conversations, but we always seem unable to make out any words.
I mean, every time we hear a voice, it's coming from the other side. You know, we never hear it near us.
Trying to keep away.
Yeah. Like that little kid's voice. I mean, it's clearly on the other side of the jail.
As we are recognizing this, we are picking up some of those voices on the same camera as the little kid was heard. Here are those EVPs. What still amazes me is the obvious intelligence behind the voices. One is recognizing the kid yelling for mom and saying it's time for them to come home, and the other is recognizing my presence as I am the only female and I haven't been here before this investigation. Did you hear that dude voice? As the four of us walk around the base of the cells, I hear and acknowledge a man's voice calling out, "Hey." I am the only one to hear it and respond. The guy voice?
Hey.
At this time, Jeremy has a personal experience as well.
No, she's like 5 feet behind you. I got it on video.
As we do not see anything happen on camera, I am still contemplating the voice I heard. This voice, coupled with Jeremy's personal experience, leads me to believe we are not alone. I do recognize that I am the only female, and it may have been from one of us. I don't like saying guy voice though, because there's 3 of you here. And after investigating possibilities of it being one of my fellow investigators, I have determined that it is unexplained. While setting up the DVR, I get some potentially frightening evidence. As you see this shadow figure walk across the frame, one would assume that it is paranormal. But if I back the frame up some, you can now clearly see what it is. I wanted everybody to see this because it shows just how easy these things can be faked or misunderstood. Our goal is to be honest with you, and all of our findings are meant to bring you only the truth. It is also a reminder to be careful not to believe everything you see and hear.
Like many paranormal teens before us, and the ones long after, we walk away of this investigation with so many questions. Could activity be fueled by a funeral home that sits adjacent? Or does this jail contain a portal due to its long, tragic history? One thing is for sure about the Squirrel Cage Jail in Potawatomi County. Its cells will forever hold the key to the paranormal.